Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Peel Region. My name is Jaipaul Massey-Singh, and I'm the CEO at the Brampton Board of Trade. And on behalf of myself and the entire team at the Brampton Board of Trade, welcome to the 2025 State of the Region Luncheon. This annual event brings together leaders from across Peel to discuss the challenges and the opportunities unique to our region while we work collectively for our success, celebrate our achievements, and chart the path to future prosperity. As a demonstration of this collective approach, we're continuing the tradition that we began last year of holding this luncheon alongside our colleagues from the Mississauga Board of Trade and the Caledon Chamber of Commerce, as an example of the type of cooperation we believe is necessary to create a unified and more sustainable region. As I begin, I'd like to acknowledge we're gathered here today in the city of Brampton within the region of Peel. And this region, the reason we're together today, is part of the treaty lands of the Mississauga of the treaty lands of the territory, of the Mississauga of the Credit. And for thousands of years, Indigenous peoples have inhabited and cared for this land and other regions along this corridor. And specifically, we acknowledge both the territory of the Anishinaabe, the Huron-Wendat, the Haudenosaunee, and the Ojibwa-Chippewa people, and the land that is home to the Métis, most recently, the territory of the Mississauga of the Credit First Nation, who are they themselves direct descendants of the Mississauga of the Credit. There are two treaties in the region of Peel, one of which is Treaty 19 between the Crown and the Anishinaabe people, as represented as the Adjutant's Purchase, comprising Brampton and Caledon. Treaty 14 is between the Crown and the Mississauga people, as represented as the Head of the Lake Purchase, which comprises Mississauga. We all collectively, by virtue of living here, working here, being here, have a responsibility for honoring the treaties made in our region. And we're fortunate to have the opportunity to live and occupy this land. It's my hope, sincerely, that the conversations we have today will inspire each of us to personal actions that demonstrates gratitude and a commitment to work and live on this land in a manner that gives respect to its first inhabitants. Further, as we reflect on our shared responsibilities, we must also recognize the vital role Canadian institutions have in upholding these commitments, especially in times like today, when our values and, in fact, our sovereignty are challenged. Standing firm in our responsibilities to both Indigenous peoples and the protection of our democratic foundations is essential to building a just and inclusive future for all of us and the generations that follow. Thank you. On a personal note, the staff will tell you, I think really hard about these land acknowledgements. I really appreciate that you folks felt that that was sincere. It's very, very important to me that we as organizations and community leaders think hard about this and not just make that lip service. Your response solidified that thinking for me. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Now, last year, when we gathered for this conversation, it was with some uncertainty, as the provincial government had first announced and then canceled plans for the dissolution that would have separated the region of Peel into individual municipalities. Last year, we were trying to understand where we were going to go next to ensure prosperity regionally. And it's nice to say a lot has changed in the last year. We now have full funding from all levels of government for an HMLRT connecting Mississauga and Brampton. Some fantastic news. We've had major funding announcements for 2 hospital systems. Thank you to the Minister of Health here with us today. We've gone through both a provincial and are in the midst of a federal election. I don't know if that one's applause, but there's that as well. And for those Brampton folks in the room, I'd like to point out that Brampton is now the biggest of the 3 communities in Peel Region. We came for you, Mississauga, and we're now the 3rd largest city in all of Ontario. Now, with all that said, a lot of change in the last 12 months, yet the thing that hasn't changed is the uncertainty piece. Only this time it's not about governance within the region, but where we stand nationally while we are under economic attack. It's a difficult time to be sure, and like many boards and chambers, myself at the Brampton Board of Trade, I know my colleagues in Mississauga and Caledon likewise, we've been listening, trying to understand what businesses are going through so we can advocate for the supports they need in spite of an ever-changing trade landscape. And even today, on April 1st, we're holding our breath to see what tomorrow's tariff announcements will bring. But despite all this, where it gives me hope, regardless of what's happening in the news, regardless of the challenges we're facing, is that I do think it's this region's time to shine. The region of Peel is comprised of over 1.5 million residents, contributes over 10% of Ontario's GDP across all sectors of industry. Additionally, Peel is made up of some of the fastest growing cities in the country, driven largely by immigration, resulting in us not only being a hub of growth and economic activity, but one also of innovation and diversity nationally. As we talk about the way forward from where we are now, having a large, resilient industrial sector, having young, smart, motivated talent, being positioned geographically, infrastructure and relationships in place to seize opportunities not just interprovincially, but also internationally as we look to diversify our trade partners. The region of Peel Region is positioned to be the engine that drives Canada forward. And that's why I'm so excited about the conversations we're having today. And that's what today's about, a series of conversations with the Region of Peel, the Ontario Chamber of Commerce, Toronto Pearson, and others, talking about where we are, where we're heading, and how we harness the unique power that is here in Peel Region to create prosperity for all of us. So thank you very much for making the time to be part of this conversation today. I'm looking forward to some excellent presentations, and I think you're going to leave here inspired. Before we go further, I want to acknowledge that there are some fantastic leaders that have taken the time to be with us today across the region. So some notables that are with us representing the provincial government, some MPPs. We have the Honourable Sylvia Jones, Minister of Health. MPP Sylvia Gualtieri, back there. And I apologize to any of the notables right now. I know traffic, there was some incidents here, so I apologize if anyone is still coming and en route. I'm gonna call out your name, and it's not to shame anybody. I know the 410 and Queen were both difficult today. MPP Shref Sabawi, I don't know if it's here yet. Oh, there we are, right in my line of sight. My apologies. I also want to acknowledge the many folks here from the various city councils who've made the time to join us here today. From the town of Caledon, we have Mayor Annette Groves. Thank you for being here with us. And then regional councillors Christina Early, Mario Russo, Dave Sheen, and Doug Mescal. Please. From the city of Mississauga, we have regional councillors Alvin Tejo, Joe Hornak, Natalie Hart, and Stephen Desco. Please. From the city of Brampton, we have our chair of economic development, regional councillor Gurpratap Singh Tour, regional councillors Pat Fortini, and regional councillors Martin Medeiros. And finally, from the region of Peel, and we're going to be introducing these folks a few times because they are some of our distinguished speakers, CAO Gary Kent and regional chair Nando Yanika. Thank you for joining us today. And then finally, as a board of trade, I do want to take a moment to acknowledge the hard work. Staff puts these events together. We work hard. You've been hearing, you're getting emails from us, getting you here, getting your tickets, getting your seats. But the work we do at boards of trade is not possible without the leadership and guidance we have of our boards. We're lucky to be joined today by board members from all three chambers with us, the Mississauga Board of Trade, the Caledon Chamber of Commerce, and the Brampton Board of Trade. It's a lot of folks, but if I could just ask all the board members just to stand for one moment and just be acknowledged. We really appreciate all the hard work you do, please. These are our volunteers who really go the extra mile to make things happen. Thank you. Events like this, of course, would not be possible without the support of sponsors, and I want to acknowledge the generous contributions of the two following, not just for their financial support, but also for their ongoing commitment to community leadership, and that's Toronto Pearson and CN Rail. Thank you to them. And finally, I just do want to share, we at a Board of Trade, we love these events. We love bringing people together. We love the networks they create, the connections they create, the opportunities to curate new conversations, and the opportunities for us to grow together. And just to share, if hopefully you have a fantastic experience today. Do let you know we do have more events upcoming as well. We'd love to have you be involved as a member. Organizations like this, the Brampton Board of Trade, but also my colleagues in Mississauga and Caledon, rely on the support of membership, coming out, getting engaged, telling us what it is you need, helping us understand your priorities. So please, if you are a business, if you are a community member here, and are interested in community leadership, reach out to one of us, have us get you involved, and please let us help you become more ingrained in this community. We have some upcoming events as well. We'd love to share more with you, including on April 24th, our upcoming Energy and Environment Forum. It's a fantastic opportunity for those businesses who are looking to invest in sustainability, green business practices, or otherwise understand where we're going in a world where climate change suddenly seems to be a political question, how we as businesses can continue our commitments and continue to make impacts. So if you have an opportunity, should be a fantastic afternoon. Some amazing sponsors as part of that, and I'll talk a little bit more about that later in the program as well.